Somerset racked up the runs at 4.7 per over on the first day of their latest LV County Championship match against Surrey at the Keir Oval, with both Errol Sapaya and James Hildreth plundering hundreds. Hildreth won the toss and would have been delighted to bat first on what looked like an absolute belter of a surface. The man who made the most of it first thing was Alex Barrow. He struck one boundary after another, hitting 10 in total from the 48 balls he faced. He dominated an opening stand with Sapaya as he got the ball rolling with 47. He was out at the end of a thoroughly entertaining first hour, edging a rising ball from Stuart Meeker to Tom Maynard in the gully. That brought the country's leading run-getter Nick Compton to the crease, and he once more looked in sublime form. He hardly put a foot wrong. So too Sapaya. His was also a highly entertaining innings filled with superb shots. Batting has been so difficult across the country, so on a pitch as good as this one, it was important for the batsmen to make hay, and the sun was shining. Sapaya got to his 50 20 minutes after lunch with his 9th four. He'd faced 88 balls and had only just warmed up really. His second 50 came at a much quicker rate, and he at times was making batting look very easy as the Surrey attack, without the rested Jay Dernbach and Tim Linley, struggled to make an impression. 40 minutes and only 41 balls after completing his 50, Sapaya was raising his bat for his 100. This was Sapaya at the top of his game. He'd now faced 129 balls and struck 17 for 4. So it was a real shame for him that he didn't make the most of his form. On 106 he was sent back by his partner after Maynard had made a good stop at mid-wicket, and Sapaya just failed to make his ground by the slimmest of margins. Still, Somerset already had 205 runs on the board, and now Compton, having a sensational season, went to yet another milestone. His 50 had used up 160 deliveries and had included 5 boundaries. Compton soon moved past 800 first-class runs for the summer, and he still has perhaps 4 more innings left to become the first man since Graham Hick to reach 1,000 runs before the end of May. He'd be joined by Hildreth, who was also soon into his stride. Somerset may have plenty of problems in their bowling department and a missing Marcus Trescothick long term, but there is nothing wrong with their batting outfit. The big surprise of the day was that Compton didn't complete his 4th 100 of the summer. On 83, he looked bemused to be given out LBW to Xander de Brain. He departed at 290 for 3 in the 64th over just before Hildreth also went to a 50. His had been the quickest of the day, taking him only 59 balls. Hildreth looked in even better form as the day wore on, and the runs continued to flow at a rapid rate. Some of his shots were out of the very top drawer, and as Somerset often can do, they were pushing a game on very quickly. One man who bowlers wouldn't want to see coming in with nearly 300 runs on the board is Craig Kieswetter. Like all before him, he also found life very comfortable. Both Chris Jordan and George Edwards, who'd impressed so much on debut in Worcester last week, were hit for more than 5 runs per over, and John Lewis and Meeker weren't far behind either. Kieswetter couldn't do what others had before him, and he fell 1 short of his 50, leg before to Lewis, but at 398 for 4. The 400 then arrived in the 87th over, and naturally Hildreth took his side there with a boundary. This was one of 63 fours hit in a single day. Hildreth was able to ease his way to his second 100 of the summer. It arrived off his 117th ball as he kept up the pace of his innings throughout, never really needing to change gears. As well as those 63 fours, we also had 1 6 in the day, as Hildreth now whipped Lewis over a backward square leg. It wasn't all one-day traffic, however, and a pacey delivery from Meeker put Hildreth on the deck. But it was left to Hildreth's old teammate and batting buddy de Brain to get him out. On 120 and just 10 minutes before the close, he was adjudged LBW. Not even that could stop it from being very much Somerset's day. In 96 overs, they scampered to 441 for 5, and in Peter Trigo and Craig Macheda, they still have more batsmen to put bat to ball with venom. Then again, Surrey are hardly slouches with the bat either. So this could be some game.